Chat Daddy Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show. It's the real Chat Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. And with that being said, we want to say good evening to each and every one of you, and welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on a warm and sunny Thursday in Chicago. Yay! Spring has finally sprung, and actually, today almost was like a summer day. The thermostat in the car said that it was 91 degrees. I had saw on some thermostats on bank buildings. I was in the downtown area today. It was saying 84, 85 degrees. Long story short, I am just so glad it is warm. Please, Chicago, let's curb some of this violence, some of this reckless driving. And a lot of y'all are out here with your 2008 summer outfits on, and you have not taken in account that we've been in a global pandemic for a year and COVID wait. I saw some outfits and situations today, K. Renee. I swear for God, I wanted to ask people, what were you thinking when you put this on? You obviously don't have any mirrors, and we don't body shame on this show. We do not body shame. But it was a lot of y'all today. It was a damn shame what you had on. So we have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. It's Relationship Thursday. And so tonight, Kay Renee and I will talk later on about a lot of different things in relationships, because now that this pandemic is coming to a wind down, because I'm not going to say to a close, but to a wind down, people are wanting to get out, mingle, and meet people. And so tonight, Kay Renee and I are going to share some stories, some scenarios, some recent findings that we found. Our co-host this evening is the amazing Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. Hello, my dear. How are you this evening?
Hello, Chad. Happy Friday Eve to you. Happy Friday Eve to our viewing audience. It's our Friday. Well,
Yes.
It's your Friday.
Yeah.
But I have another day tomorrow night. But
Yes.
no, as you said, it's hot. Because I looked at my thermostat in my house, talking about 79. I'm like, oh, Lord. And I said this to you before we went live. I was like, I'm not ready to turn my central air unit yet, because I want to wait to have the weather tempered for the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
I like to turn my air conditioner on in June, because, once you turn it on, you can't switch it, flip it back, right? So I do have a portable on the second floor of my home, so that's running right now. If you hear any background noise, ladies and gents, that's what's running. But this just kind of tells me to increase my water intake as well, because when it gets hot, you want to drink everything in the kitchen sink. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you drink water.
Right. There
you go. So, but no, I'm doing good. It's almost the weekend, and Memorial Day is coming up, so you know what that means. A lot of people gonna be queuing for the Memorial Day. They may start queuing tomorrow. You never know.
Right? They queuing now. And between that and the outfits and the reckless driving, I am exhausted just from a trip downtown this afternoon.
I bet. I bet.
Yes. Well, Kay Renee, glad to have you back. We've come to the end of yet another amazing week. We'll talk later tomorrow night about your show, K&K, with you and Miss Kim Coleman. And we got to get Kim back hanging out with us at some point next week. Absolutely. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's much to talk about tonight. I don't even know where we should even start with our conversation, but I think we're going to start off by offering our condolences to legendary actor and comedian Mr. Paul Mooney. Died yesterday at the age of 79 years old from an apparent heart attack at his home in Oakland, California. And for those of you all that do not know the power and magic of Paul Mooney, Really iconic gentleman. I'm sure there'll be some type of movie that will be done on his life. For the younger demographic, he played in the Buddy Holly story. He also played in Bamboozle, but he was responsible for Flip Wilson's career, Red Fox. This man was a comedic writer back in the day, often very controversial. He actually died on Malcolm X, what would have been Malcolm X's birthday. And really, Paul Mooney was considered the Malcolm X of comedy, because a lot of times people couldn't get ready for a lot of the things that Paul Mooney said. His, go ahead.
And it's interesting, because I think of him like with Dick Gregory.
Yes.
But Dick Gregory was more political, but Paul Mooney told it like it was. And a lot of people, when he talked about racism, he went after he worked with Richard Pryor. In fact, on Sanford and Son, he was one of the writers. So a lot of people don't know that. So you mentioned about Red Fox. He was one of the writers of his hit show Sanford and Son. And Paul Mooney, I saw some posts from Marsha Warfield, another great comedian based here in Chicago.
Well, no, she's from Chicago, but she lives in Las Vegas. I've had the pleasure of interviewing Marsha several times. She resides in Vegas now, but she is from Chicago.
Right. And the thing about it, Paul he just told it like it was, and made no mistake. And if you didn't like it, he didn't care.
Right.
So I was just kind of shocked when I saw the post. I'm like, oh no, not Paul Mooney. But again, as I say, when we lose people that we adore, the transition train does not stop.
No,
you have to live your life with purpose.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Paul Mooney is originally from Shreveport, Louisiana. He, of course, legendary writer. He actually, as I said before, started out with Richard Pryor. And then he went on to help you. I don't know if you know this or not, but he was a writer on the hit show in Living Color on Fox. And he was responsible for creating the character Homie the Clown. Remember Homie the Clown? Yes.
For some reason, that does not surprise me.
Right, because you remember Homie the Clown. Look, he was like, look, I might look like a clown, but don't play me as a fool. So
that's right.
Yeah, and so very much that's how Paul Mooney. And then let me tell you how much of a personal connection that we have to his legacy. One of our loyal followers of this show. She's also one of the best publicists in Hollywood. But Makita, who was on with us, is his daughter-in-law. And so, so we have a direct inroads to Mr. Mooney and his family. And we just want to offer our condolences, thoughts, and prayers. And we are just so sorry that we lost such a legend. But now, do you remember, I think it was back in it was 2004. He had this role as Negro Damas, and this was in Dave Chappelle's smash hit, The Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
And of course, Nostradamus, where he was Negro Damas.
Negro Damas, right.
And just, Paul Mooney was always one of those people that told it like it was, didn't hold any punches, and just an all-around great guy.
Yep. He is now with laughing and telling like it is with our ancestors. So God bless him and continue to rest in power, Mr. Mooney.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, we're going to continue on with our nightly news information. Today, Illinois public health officials reported 1,542 new probable or confirmed cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had 42 additional fatalities. This now brings the statewide total of cases to 1,371,884 cases, and our death total now is up to 22,536. There were 79,529 tests reported in the previous 24 hours in the statewide 7-day positivity rate. So this now brings our positivity rate to 2.2%. So our positivity rate is going down, but those numbers are still quite high. 1,500 people for an entire state, I guess, would not be that bad. I'm more concerned about the number of deaths that we are still experiencing. And then here's what I want to tell everybody, how much of this is not a joke. I know 2 people right now who are battling COVID. I mean, battling, not just, oh, I feel like I have a chest cold. They're having major issues of battling COVID right now. So, I was out today. As I told you guys, I will be wearing a mask when I'm out in public. Most of the places that I went, I will give people credit. People of all races had on masks today in the downtown area. Some people, of course, just walking down the street didn't, but for the most part, everybody did. Even at the grocery store, people had them on still, because they're not at the door like bouncers anymore, but they did have their mask on. So,
That's a good thing, and I'll be wearing my mask as well because I'm not trying to catch it, even though we're both been fully vaccinated. I'm still uncomfortable with the
Right,
fact that the CDC and as well as our governor and even our mayor has released restrictions of the mask mandate. I'm just
right.
not. I just think we're going at this a little bit too soon. So
Hmm.
time is going to
Hmm.
tell because I know we talked about briefly this week about Lollapalooza is going to be scheduled in the end of July, but
Yes,
some of the other festivals, the Chosen Few, have
right.
been canceled. So
Well, I did get some clarity yesterday about
oh
the chosen few. I got
okay.
clarity yesterday about the Silver Room Block Party. The promoters and people who put those events on, they don't want to take the risk and liability as well, too. Right now, things are still too dicey, still too sketchy. You look on social media, people are still very much getting COVID. Really, when you look at the numbers, like only 38% of the Chicago land people have been fully vaccinated. You don't know. It to me, it's just too soon. And I know we all want to party and have a good time, but I look at it like this. This is the year of great backyard parties. This is the year of small, intimate gatherings. I'm excited to be invited to anything that I feel is not going to be a million people and,
Right.
I can maintain it. And then this time of year, I keep a folding chair with me. I keep, as Boo Boo would say, a picnic basket. I keep that with me. And so I would be okay because I did that last year during the pandemic, went to small,
Mhm.
intimate things. So we'll see.
I'm with you, Art. I'm not a crowd person anyway. So you think about Lollapalooza, Taste of Chicago. I don't know if they've made that announcement whether or not
No, Taste of
Taste is
Chicago, if
happening.
they do, honey, it'll be scaled back. It won't be what you
Okay,
think it'll be.
so
Yeah,
I'm just not a crowd person. So I love intimate gatherings. When you're
right.
younger, you like to be part of the crowd and all that. As you get older, you like to me, it's more meaningful when you have those intimate gatherings. You're able to communicate with
Yes,
the people that you're with. So
yes,
I'm with you on that. I'm looking forward to being invited to barbecues, but then again, when I do, I'll be asking, "Have you been vaccinated? Where's your card?"
right, right. Well, I ain't gonna
Because
go
I
that
can prove,
far,
I'm
but
like, here's mine. Yes,
right,
I've been
right.
vaccinated.
Yes.
So,
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Well, with that being said, and as you said, Lollapalooza coming back, several of the Chicago hotels who either have closed down or had limited occupancy, their hotels, the Chicago Hilton closed down. The Palmer House. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, downtown Chicago, 5 large hotels are expecting to be back in business within next month, more than a year after 3 of those properties went dark because of the COVID-19 pandemic. One of the hotels would be the 1,544 room Chicago Hilton. It is scheduled to reopen June 10th. The South Michigan Avenue Hotel, the third largest downtown hotel by the number of rooms, is right across the street from Grant Park. And of course, Lollapalooza will be July 29th through August 1st. Earlier this week, the second and fifth largest hotel plan to resume business. We're talking about the 1,214 room Sheridan Grand, which is along the Chicago River. They
mhm.
have been closed down. And the 1,644 room Palmer House Hilton is expected to open June 17th. Now, the
Hmm.
next hotels that would be coming back would be the second and fifth largest. Oh, let me take this back. The largest and the fourth largest and the largest would be the 2,032 room Hyatt Regency Chicago, which I just left that hotel today. They had limited capacity, same way with the 1,200 room Hyatt Regency McCormick Place. And they were, only so many people, so many guests, only so many amenities, but they will all be opening back up in full swing.
You need to think about having our good friend Bobby Gonzalez to see how his hotel is doing.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see. With me doing the Urban Global Traveler series, I've been, trying to get and work with these places to do unique features and stories and things like that. And so, we'll see, but good luck to all of them. Our good friends over at the Dusable Museum of African American History. Shout out to our buddy, Miss Perry Irma. She's been a guest here on the show. The Dusable Museum will reopen on Juneteenth, which is June 19th, for the first time since shutting down in March of 2020 due to the pandemic. The reopen will kick off with a welcoming back ceremony at 11 a.m., which will feature community leaders and elected officials. The museum will offer free admission on June 19th through the rest of the month. And as you guys all know, Juneteenth is a holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. And so during this opening phase or reopening phase, they will, of course, follow limited admission, social distancing, and they will adhere to all guidelines provided by the state and the city of Chicago that museums must follow. So congratulations on that.
And speaking of Juneteenth, guess what? We only have 2 states now. And the first one that is finally recognizing Juneteenth is Hawaii. I was kind of surprised. I thought they had already recognized it, but they're going to recognize Juneteenth as a state holiday. The only one left, we gotta talk to South Dakota. We need to do a road trip, Art. Go to South Dakota.
But now, wait a minute. South Dakota was having issues anyway, though, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, but we need to go up there and let them know, look, slavery been over. Y'all need to recognize this. So we may have to do a road trip.
Right. I thought the thing with Hawaii was absolutely wonderful. I really did. I thought it was great. That just shows that everybody's trying to come together, recognize this. And so kudos and shout out to Hawaii for, making that happen. All right, darling. What else do you have in news this evening, my dear?
There's one story that I was surprised. Well, not surprised, but happily surprised. Everybody know this song. Do you believe in love? Miss Cher. Cher, who turned 75. Can you believe it?
Yep.
75. They're going to do a biopic on Miss Cher. And I'm thinking, okay, what art actress could play her? I can see Cher probably be in the biopic, but I'm like, what credible actress could really play Cher?
Oh, that's a good question. And okay, so let me just say this to you. I love Cher.
You and me both.
Always have loved Cher. I loved Cher when it was Sonny and Cher.
Yeah.
I loved it when it was just Cher. And then I'm going to tell you my favorite song by Cher is Take Me Home. That song is it's a lot of backstory to that, but that is I just love Cher, and at 75 I think she's just phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal in so many ways that is not even funny. Oh, hey Shanita. Hey Helena, we got the girls hanging out with us tonight. Those ladies, I'm sure, will be at the relationship chat June 13th. Yeah, hey ladies, glad to see you. Hey Janet, hey Wamelda, glad you guys are here tonight. But no, I love Cher. I love everything about Cher. Yeah.
And as I said, I'm waiting to see who. I have a feeling they may pick an unknown actress. No really well-known actress comes to mind thinking who could play her. Who really could play Cher? I can't.
Right. Right.
Just like and I'm sure you saw the trailer to Miss Jennifer Hudson and Aretha.
Yes.
coming out in August, Respect. I was like, oh, look at that. She about to tear some stuff up.
Because you know what? I'm gonna be really honest with you. I love Cynthia Erivo. I think she's
I do
really, really
too.
talented. But that adaptation of Aretha's life, it was okay. Don't get me wrong. But I think Jennifer Hudson is really getting ready to get the respect and serve it to us like you wouldn't believe. So
Well, and
yes.
you do know that Miss Aretha picked Jennifer to do this. So the fact that she's gotten the support of her family for Jennifer to play the iconic Queen of Soul,
Right.
it's just going to be awesome. I am looking forward. I mean, that will be the day. I will not try to download on Amazon Prime. I think it's going straight to the movie theaters. I'm going to make
Okay.
sure that I am there to see it in the big wide screen, to see Jennifer do her thing, because she's going to really do her thing. I mean, you have Audra McDonald, you have Forrest Whitaker. You know, you're going to have some iconic people. The ensemble cast goes endless. I'm just waiting.
I am too. Very interesting. All right, very good. Helena said something that I thought was really good too. Come on with the Bob Mackie designs. Keep in mind that because Bob Mackie was responsible for making Cher as fabulous and all those great outfits and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I am looking forward to that. Okay, so the number one most talked about news story in the country right now, probably around the world, is the mayor of Chicago, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, yesterday celebrated her second anniversary as the mayor of this fair city. And yesterday she issued a statement in honor of her second anniversary of being mayor. She would be only granting exclusive one-on-one interviews with Black and brown media only. And so half the world is up in arms about that, and the other half is not up in arms about that. Guess who's not up in arms about that? That would be yours truly, ME. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. For the last 26 years, and through the various media outlets and media houses that I've worked for, I sat down one day about a couple of months ago and I calculated how many people I've put on various platforms, whether radio, television, newspaper, and we're not even talking about this digital media show because this show is really only a year old. Right. But when you really look at it, I've put over 20,000 people on Shine. Over 20,000.
Wow.
Think about it. If you look at the number of years when I first started working in newspapers, that was a daily newspaper. I did an entertainment society column. I did all of that. Radio, that was 4 nights a week, at least 3 to 4 guests a night. When you really think about it, that's the number of people that I have put on. Now, there are two sides to this coin. Oftentimes, the white, let me just say this, because I want to say this and not offend people, but I want to say this and it be understood and it's clear. The people who grant the interviews or who come up with the media list and allow you to have the celebrity interviews and all that, they are really prudish. A lot of them are very racist. A lot of them are very, you're not worthy enough. You're not that. And then a lot of our own race of people who have now gotten into this business, they're the same way as well, too. Mm-hmm. And I have treated people fair and honest throughout my entire career. And the real lesson that was learned from all of this was the last situation ending and me starting my own situation. You'd be surprised the number of people who don't return calls, who don't invite me to things anymore, the number of people who have shunned me, the number of people who have used this particular platform, have offered to help or want to help, and have not even returned the phone call or the email. So I get what the mayor is saying. A lot of this is controlled by the same group of people. It's been controlled by the same group of people for all the time. And when you rock the boat, they don't appreciate it or like it. A lot of, like Monique, a lot of the things that she say, I agree with Monique 100%. I just thought the way she went at it was wrong. And but here's the deal. Black voices matter. I don't give
Yes,
a
they
damn
do.
if 1,000 people watch this show every night or if 10 people watch this show every night. Guess what? The 10 people who faithfully watch, the 20, 50, 100, they know that they're getting credible news, information, being entertained, and they respect the source that it's coming from. Me, you, and anybody else who sits on this
Right.
platform and talk to us. So I applaud Mayor Lightfoot for saying more diversity, more. I shouldn't have to beg you for an invite to something. I should not have to be considered worthy enough to talk about your event. But if I was at a major media house, you'd be breaking your damn neck to try to kiss my ass to put your product, client, you, whatever on. Treat me the same way no matter where the platform is, and support.
I'm gonna drop
And
this mic
support and
because you
support and
you know
support.
what day this is. It's Tell It Like It Is Thursday. So you just dropped the mic, Art, and you are just so right because I am just so grateful to you. As long as I have known you, whenever I've had something, you say, Karen, I want you to come on. You've invited me as a guest, and I've watched you in action, the professionalism, the compassion that you bring to your audience. It's second to none. And so, like when I read that about, I like to call her Auntie Lolo, but Madam Mayor,
Mhm.
I applaud her because hopefully a lot of other mayors, not just the major cities, but some of these local mayors here in the Chicago area who are
Mhm.
African American, who are other ethnic backgrounds, maybe they will come and start working with the black media. Some of these youngins who are coming aboard to try to make their voices heard because all voices matter, but especially during this time because we're seeing all over the country and how systemic racism is alive and kicking. It is
Mhm.
not left here. And I
Mhm.
am just grateful that able to have not only the platform I serve with you as your co-host, but my own podcast with my podcasting partner as we talk about topics that a lot of people don't want to discuss, but they need to be discussed. So
Mhm.
there needs to be some serious, true honesty around media, period.
Mhm.
We're getting tired of being fed misinformation and not really learning the truth.
Right.
So I do applaud Mayor Lightfoot, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. Because I believe
Absolutely.
she will walk the walk, but I want to see some other major mayors. Not just her. I'm sure Keisha Lance Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta. We have a new mayor, a black mayor of
Wait,
Pittsburgh.
wait. Who is not running for re-election for mayor in Atlanta?
Really?
No. Keisha
Oh,
Lance Bottoms is not going to
let me
not run
sip
for
that
mayor.
tea. Didn't hear that. Okay.
From what I heard, she is not going to run for re-election for mayor of Atlanta. And
Wow.
congratulations to the new female mayor, African American woman of St. Louis, Missouri. There's a
Right.
new
And then
female
there's
mayor of St.
also
Louis.
a new mayor in Pittsburgh, a black man who's mayor.
Yes,
The first
yes,
black mayor as well, a black person as well. Let's not
right.
forget the mayor in Boston, a female mayor
That's
in
right.
Boston. So
Right.
there are a lot of black mayors, of major cities, of not so less known cities. But they need, if they want their voices heard, they need to start reaching out to people who look like them, because
Right.
they're gonna tell the truth. Period.
Right, right.
So
Well, the one thing that I
I'm with you,
will
babe.
say, and I publicly want to say here on this show is I'm truly, truly thankful for all the publicists who still rock with me, who still believe in me. I went through a whole series of depression and anxiety about, even continuing this show. And it was only publicists in New York and LA who said, Art, hold tight. We want a Chat Daddy interview experience. We don't give a damn where it's at. We want the Chat Daddy interview experience. And each time they place a client on my show, this show, I get nothing but rave reviews. The client, we know Oba Babantunde has
Oh,
no
goodness
problem
gracious.
coming on this show. Anne Marie Johnson has no problem
Yes.
coming. People of that caliber and stature love doing this show. But there are people who have shunned me because this is just some meager internet show or whatever the case may be, when really digital media is the wave of the future. This has allowed a lot of people to be able to express themselves,
Yes.
unify the community, especially during this pandemic. The information that we have shared on this show has been just, we give health, mental wellness, financial help, all of that. And we do this free out of our hearts. And to know that our own people want to shun us, and Chicago is the worst at it. I had a young lady call me, pitching me, and she said, wait a minute, your show ain't on VON? I said, no, it's not. She hung up the phone and never responded, and had been sweating me for months about a client of hers.
You know, even though you asked me to do my nuggets during the end, but my spirit is telling me to do this nugget now, because I'm gonna do another one. But characterize people by their actions, and you will never be fooled by their words. Remember that.
That's so all I'm gonna say.
Actions speak louder than words.
Right.
And
right.
we're going to still continue going on, because we are definitely, this show, other shows who really are compassionate about getting the voice out, getting our voices heard, we will still be around.
Right. Because most people who have started shows like this or started blogs or whatever, they done gave up on this long time ago. And we have been committed to delivering nightly news to people. And it's sad that you have to beg people to watch or share or like or do whatever. And here's the deal. We've got to be better as human beings. We've got to stop treating each other like snit, as we say on this show.
That's right.
We've got to uplift and help each other, because I think of the number of people that I have just put on a platform, but when I needed something or needed help, they were nowhere to be found. So guess what? This pandemic has taught me to hell with all of y'all. Let's keep it moving. Right. Let's keep it moving.
That's
all
right.
Well, congratulations, Mayor Lightfoot. Honey, you got my vote. And here's the deal. Yes, I have interviewed the mayor. I actually interviewed her when she first became mayor. And because this is not a political show, I'm not heavily into politics like that, just having the honor to interview the newly elected mayor of the city of Chicago was all I needed. And I'm really happy for that. And we'll post those pictures later. Yes, absolutely. All right, darling. Well, let's move on. What else we got to talk about? Look, can I get off my soapbox? Can I get off my soapbox, baby?
No, babe, this is your platform. You do what you want to do. Okay. Right. I'm just right there lifting you up. So no,
you did. Look, you did a good job. Look,
I got you.
Thank you. Look, thanks, babe.
I want to talk about, even though in the absence of our wonderful political commentator, Miss Kim Coleman, there's a story out there that everyone needs to know about. Probably about 100 years ago, that's going to happen between May 31st and June 1st. There was something that happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma called the Tulsa Race Massacre. And this young lady, about 107, Miss Viola Fletcher.
She's young.
She's young and just spreading, doing her thing.
Right.
This young lady went to Congress to speak about the race relations that are still affecting this country. She was 7 years old, ladies and gents, when the race riots hit in Tulsa between May 29th and June 1st of 1921. This year will mark the 100th anniversary of those race riots. And for those who don't know, please look it up. But let me just tell you about what happened during that time. We, as Black people, we are very strong, we are very intelligent, and we know how to keep our money. And Tulsa, back in those days, they had an area called in Greenwood where they called Black Wall Street. Well, guess what, ladies and gents? White folks didn't like that. So guess what they did? They burnt it down. And it was called the Tulsa Race Massacre. Miss Viola Fletcher, who spoke on Congress yesterday, she was 7 years old when that happened. And she said this needs to be recognized. Just like the Holocaust, this needs to be recognized and acknowledged of what's happened as Black people. So I'm hoping, if you don't get a chance to see the video, look for yourself. You can Google Miss Viola Fletcher, see the MSNBC video that she spoke to Congress, and I was amazed. Not only she spoke with such reverence and such compassion. And this is who we are as people. And that's what Art alluded to a few moments ago. We've got to stop being, assholes and start being humans. Because at the end of the day, we're part of the human race.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep. I recently had a situation where a young lady had pitched something for this show. Okay, tell you how interesting that was. I called her to talk about it, and I noticed somebody else's name in the pitch. And I said, oh, are they a part of this pitch? No. they ended up calling that person, telling that person something, and never did call me back about what they pitched about. Stop being so indecisive, people. Stop being so petty. We are in a new age, a new day. We need to help each other build. We need to support each other. I posted on Facebook today, no, a couple of days ago, if you could turn back the hands of time to a certain period of time, I actually think I would love to go back to maybe the 50s and 60s when Black people really did help each other, when we really did fight for something. Now half of us want to fight, the other half want to fight each other. We don't believe, we just believe in the status quo. And until we stop believing in the status quo, I don't understand how things will ever change. And that's the same way with the Tulsa, Oklahoma, just any of these things that meant so much to us in our history. We do some of the most pettiest stuff and think that being petty is profitable, and it's not.
It's not. It's not. And it will come back to bite you in the ass if you're not careful.
Right. Absolutely. What else we got, my darling? Oh, we on fire tonight, baby. Look, we on fire tonight. Look, we up here preaching. Look, ushers, get them collection baskets together tonight. Right. This relationship Thursday. Right. See what happened when I don't have a little.
Ladies and gents, we do have a cash app, so if you want to drop in that bucket, go right ahead.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes, absolutely. Oh, don't worry. We have sponsorship packages coming very soon for this show.
Right.
So don't worry, we got a sponsorship package coming. Yes. Yes.
What else we talked about? Even here locally in Chicago, block parties are coming back, which is nice. I would like to see that happen. Now, in my own neighborhood, we've never, in all of the years I've lived around here, when I was married, moved away, came back, I've never been a part of a block party. But
really?
I've seen block parties, and I see the fun the kids have. They block everything off, and the parents watch over the children look at the parents, and they just have a great time. But it's good to see, because Chicago, like New York and like most major urban cities, we're a city of neighborhoods, right? So it's nice to see that block parties are coming back. And hopefully, because maybe that they are coming back, that we can have that sense of unity that we desperately need now more so than ever.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be great. But now here's the deal. What's not coming back to block parties are the bouncy houses.
Yes.
For the simple reason, they're petri dishes anyway. Bouncy houses are petri dishes. You have a bunch of strangers, children, adults trying to find their kids. I know of situations where little kids have urinated in there, tossed their cookies.
What?
In the bouncy house, yeah, because you got little kids in there. Yes.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, girl, are you kidding me? They urinate. I mean, think about a toddler whose diaper might come loose, or they didn't, just a lot of, that is nothing but a petri dish. It's so many things now that I'm not even sure. Here's the deal. How are they handling buffets now? I saw a couple of places that was having a Mother's Day buffet, and I noticed we've gotten away from the sanitizing and but I'm not ready to use a communal spoon with everybody else right now. I'm not ready for you to be picking through whatever it is. If I go to a buffet, I want it to be served to me. Now, the one place that I give kudos for that is Pearl's Place here in Chicago, a wonderful soul food restaurant.
I've been to Pearl.
In the Bronzeville area. Pearl's Place offers a buffet style setting,
they do,
but the buffet is fed to you. I'm not fed
like
to
that.
you, but I mean they serve it to you.
Right.
And then when I was in Miami in November for my birthday, I went to Nikki Beach, which is one of the most fabulous tourist attraction places in South Beach, and they actually had people serving us the buffet. They had different rooms set up, and you went in, and one room was a seafood room, the meat room, or whatever, and they served you like that. But I don't think that I would ever like, as much as I love buffets in Las Vegas and I love the high-end buffets, I don't know if I'd be ready for a buffet anytime soon.
It's funny when I think of buffet, I think of one restaurant, Golden Corral. And I don't know if I would ever go back. I know they're probably open, but it would be interesting to see what they're looking like. But I'm not I've never been really a buffet person because,
Okay.
like you said, you don't know now. Prior to the pandemic, how do you know the silverware, the flatware is or plateware is clean? So I've never liked buffets to begin with, but
Well, now
you know,
that's ironic that you mentioned about Golden Corral. 2 weeks ago, I was riding with a friend and we went out to the south suburbs and we drove past a Golden Corral. Matter of fact, it was Mother's Day because the friend who I was with, we called it Orphan Sunday. And we decided to spend that Sunday together. We was like, hell, all the orphans, let's get together and go do something. And we just went shopping, that type of thing. But we drove past a Golden Corral and the line was around the block to get in Golden Corral. It was
what?
around the block. Right. Right. Now I am doing a trip to Atlanta in June, a media trip. And I love going to Golden Corral in the South. So I'm gonna check and see if it's open and just to see how they handle it. But yeah, no, it's interesting to say the least. But yeah, no, I can do without. Oh, I love this. Grocery store also. Yeah, eat at home. Eat at home. Right. Yes, that
Yes,
is true. Yep. Eat at home.
eat
All
at
right.
home. Now,
Selena
now
says she's never been to a Golden Corral. Look, Golden Corral in the South is the bomb. I
you know
love
what?
it.
Now, of all the buffets, I will, even though I don't like buffets, the one buffet place I loved was Ponderosa because they
Oh
had
my
some good
God.
steaks. Now I know I'm speaking. I mean, I'm aging myself, but that's okay.
Right.
I
Right.
love me some Ponderosa.
I see. I
I
see.
love the salad bar. I love
Yeah.
they had some great steaks. They
Yeah.
had the best buns. I was like, oh, just I'm thinking about it now, salivating. I wish there was a Ponderosa. Although I don't think there's no Ponderosas now across the country, but that's one of my favorite memories of a buffet. I don't like
Okay.
necessarily like the Chinese buffet. I know there's some out there now, but Golden Corral, I've been there once, was not happy. Like,
Okay.
no, they
And when
keep
it
it.
comes to high end, fabulous buffets, I would have to say my favorite would have to be the buffet that was at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And when I say to you, one of the most amazing buffets ever. And my dear friend, God rest her soul, Judy, who I would travel with to Vegas quite a bit, she even had it down to a science where we would get there at the end of lunch and they were
Oh,
preparing for dinner. And so,
oh,
oh yeah, I never look. I just and it was amazing how she a woman and could always eat better than I could. She could put some food away. And with me, I'm sitting there like, I'm okay, babe. I'm okay. But yes, absolutely. All right. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Thursday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad that you guys are tuned in with us this evening. We thank you so very much for taking time out of your busy schedule. This may not be a major network show. This may not be one of the biggest media houses, but we are two dedicated and committed people who bring entertainment, news, facts to you guys. We appreciate you all spending time with us, and we are glad that you're here. If you've not subscribed to the show yet, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's free, easy. Hit the bell so you'll get notifications. Facebook, the Real Chat Daddy Show as well too. Our co-host tonight is the one and only Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge, and she's here with us hanging out. And oh my God, Tamlin, you know what? She's absolutely right. Ponderosas are still located in Puerto
woo!
Rico.
I'm gone. I can't. I'm booking my
You know
ticket.
what?
I'm going to Puerto Rico.
Look, we went all the way to Puerto Rico just for you to go eat at the Ponderosa.
Hey, let's go. I'm about to book my ticket now. I'm going to San Juan and go to Ponderosa.
Well, okay, then I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with you to the Ponderosa in Puerto Rico. I love that. I really do. That is amazing. All right. So what else we got to talk about in hot topics and news? Boy, we've been talking. Look, we 45 minutes into the show.
I know, but you know what? Remember we talked about the Hollywood Foreign Press Association about not enough black journalists. There was an article about this one black journalist now because the Hollywood Foreign Press, they're just upset because one, they're not going to be aired next year. The NBC, I don't know what major news network or major network is picking them up. But this one black girl, she was just like, she really wanted to be part of that. I won't say token, but she spoke out about how she was rejected by them, and because now this issue with them being shunned out, now they want to welcome her back, and she's like, no,
Right,
sorry,
right. Yep,
sorry.
yep.
So,
I feel you absolutely.
and she's from London. She's from the United Kingdom. So she, she just couldn't understand why they would reject, because she has credible credentials, right? But once this news hit about NBC is not airing the Golden Globes next year, they wanted to reach out to her, and she's like, "Oh no, when I wanted you, y'all didn't want me." So,
Right,
deuces.
right. Yeah, no, I look, I feel that way about a lot of things now. I really, really do. I tell people from the moment I got that I was diagnosed with cancer to this very day, I feel so different about so many things, people, circumstances, as grandma would say, situations, all of that I'm like that too. Like, oh well, you didn't really treat me right, you and all of that. Guess what? Let's move on.
Absolutely.
And find somewhere else to do what we do. So, all right, very good. What else we got in news tonight, darling?
You sent me this article since we're alluding to relations. This is Relationship Thursday.
It is.
This article about this woman, she faked her own wedding. Get this, y'all, because there's no way I wouldn't do this, but this woman did. She faked her own wedding to get revenge on her boyfriend. Now, let me just start the story here. Miss Sarah Villard, I guess her video went viral on TikTok,
right?
Because she paid for the wedding dress, all that, even had a stand-in husband to play like they were getting married, and her real ex-boyfriend was upset, but she did it to have revenge. Now I want to know from the ladies here. One, would you do this? And two, why would you do it? Because to me, being a woman, if a man does not want me, there's no way I'm going to be paying all this money to fake a wedding just to have revenge.
Right.
Now, I'm just not going to do that.
No.
So I like to know from our audience, would you do something interesting? And granted, the fact that she's 24, that should say something to you. Because,
right.
Me at a certain age, I just, when I did get married, I got married at almost 30. Still wouldn't do it. If my ex-husband didn't want to get married, me like, okay, fine, keep it moving. But just to spend all that money, where you can take that money and invest, buy some property, right? Just to have revenge on your ex-boyfriend. What was the purpose? And she said she would do it. And she said she would do it again.
Wait, she said, I still don't understand the point. Fake wedding. What does that do?
I wish I knew.
The breakup? Yeah, what does that have to do with the breakup? I don't get that. Kind of like, I was good and you didn't want me, and now I'm moving on, or the revenge thing. I have seen people try to get revenge so bad that it does not work. I don't even know. That's crazy. It's really crazy. Somebody said she got that off of an episode of 2.5 Men. That sounds like some nutty mess that would be off on 2.5 Men.
And even she acknowledged herself in the article that she was crazy, but she don't even want to talk about how much she spent for the wedding. So what does that tell you? Either she has money, or she just, I don't think if I was 24 and I had, was in a relationship and to get revenge, not that way. I may do something else, but I damn sure would not. Oh, let me buy me a wedding dress. Oh, let me rent a man for the day. I wouldn't do that.
Interesting. Okay, well then let me ask you this, since this is Relationship Thursday.
Yes.
I prophesized and said that I was going to be married and was getting married. I even put the date out there. I have my wedding shoes. I do. I have both the wedding ceremony shoes and I have the wedding reception shoes. Now
Okay.
I'm just missing the person to get married to. Now does that make me neurotic or crazy or and I'm gonna say I'm gonna say why I ended up buying the wedding shoes. Of course, this was during my birthday. Y'all know my new favorite city now, and I went in a store and the shoes just they were calling my name to the point that even my bestie and other people like, no, them shoes are you. But with the pandemic and really they so glamorous that I don't know where I'd wear them to. Now, of course, I'm getting back out here emceeing and hosting things, but these shoes to me are not even worthy of an emceeing gig unless it's a national television gig, all of that. So I'm just kind of putting these shoes up. They are, hermetically sealed. I got them put away. Look, if I don't get married and end up dying, y'all make sure y'all bury me in my wedding shoes. But
You heard it first, guys.
yeah, right. Make sure if I don't get married, y'all bury me in my wedding shoes. But I just felt like that was just one of those things. But no, I'm not finna fake a wedding or, do any of that. Yes.
No, I just think again at her age, and see, she's going. Did her family? No, I don't think so.
Right. That's what I wanted to know too. Did
Her
the family
her family.
participate in this mess?
Well, we don't. Well, let's put it like this: we don't know, but she paid for that herself because she. I'm sure the question was asked, how much was it? And she won't even reveal that in the article. She never revealed it. So that kind of alludes to the fact that she probably spent a pretty penny on this. But it went viral on TikTok. So if anything, she got some recognition. But again, people, let me just say this. There's nothing wrong with getting attention. But be careful the type of attention that you want to get. Because that will carry you for the rest of your life. You put something out there, you think it's going to go away. It doesn't go away at all.
Right.
Just be
Right.
careful.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's a young lady. So, think unless she's gonna own a company, unless your name is Bill Gates, she has
Well,
to apply for a
you
job.
that's a hot topic right now. Right.
I'm using that analogy, the fact that he has money.
Right.
Unless you're financially independent, like a Bill Gates, or I should say a Melinda French Gates, you know, you're gonna have a job. You're gonna have to work for somebody, and trust and believe. Even in this pandemic, when you're applying for jobs, folks are looking at your social media.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
They're really looking at
Absolutely.
your social media,
Right.
even more
Right.
so after this pandemic.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
So,
Right. Yes.
so just be careful. Be cautious in what you put out there because, like a boomerang, it will come back to you. And you want it to come back fruitful and bountiful, not the other way.
Now, let me say this. Ever since I've joined TikTok, and as I say all the time, the new promos you guys see with the music and all of that, I create those on TikTok. I love TikTok for that. But I also think TikTok has allowed just any and everybody to do just what the hell they want to do. And when you look at how many likes these people get per day, people, and no disrespect, people have taken disabilities, deformities, just everything. And I'm about body positivity. I'm about, Americans with disabilities and wanting to make sure everybody has a fair shake. But some of this stuff on that platform, it's sheer comedy. It really, honey, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. Some of the stuff that you see on TikTok. Now, it is a lot of fine folks on TikTok too, but it's a lot of folks that you really, really, okay, all right. So
a lot of fanness and a lot of foolishness.
Honey, fine and foolishness. I subscribe to fine and foolishness on TikTok. I do. I really do. All right. Well, very good. What else we got to talk about, my dears? We continue on with Relationship Thursday. We're in the relationship aspect of all of this evening.
I think, do you want to talk about the letter that we saw on, or you want to wait to that, about the young lady who never thought she would find?
Yeah, no, I think that would be a good segue. Let's set that up. Tell us all about it, and then let's go from there.
Well, this particular lady, she's in her 50s, and she never thought she would find love. She always, she was always making wrong decisions about relationships. And so she attended an event, a friend's event, which she thought, well, I'm just gonna have fun with my friends, and she never thought she would find someone. Well, guess what happened during that event? She spoke. She met a guy. They continued the conversation, and long story short, they began dating. And the interesting part of this letter, which was interesting to her, was apparently there was a time where he had an opportunity to go be with his boys, and he told her, I want to be with you. That's when she knew that this man is truly a good man. He was a widower at the time. He really was he knew how to treat her as a woman. And so they've been in a relationship, and she realized that sometimes we as people, women or men, we make wrong decisions when it comes to relationships. And you always have to think of the mindset. I think I'm guilty of this. If I'm in a bad relationship, they say you pity the fool for someone who's going to be in your next relationship, because you kind of put all that energy into your past relationship, whether it was good or bad. So I think the moral of that story is just continuously try to be open, because the time you least expect to find someone, that's when that person will reveal him or herself to you. So
Mhm.
I really like the story, and the fact that over 50, a lot of people think it's always been advertised over social media and television that when you're 50 you're dead. That's bull snit. To me, 50 is just the beginning.
It
And
is.
when
It
people
really
even
is.
look at me, they're like, "You how old?" No, you don't look that. I said, "Sweetie, you don't understand. I'm just getting started."
Okay. And I get that because, I know a lot of people who have gotten into their 50s and they feel as if life is over. They feel, I've never been married. I've never been in a solid relationship. I really do want to be. I just think that everything is according to God's time. I used to feel that
Yes.
way myself. When I read that story, I said, now here's the deal. This is a woman saying this, but it's a lot of men out here who feel the same way. I would be a man who has been in, oh my God, a plethora of relationships, a plethora, but no one has ever really met what I consider the right characteristics and qualities to have a long-term relationship. I told you that I had an ex come back 2 weeks ago and kind of apologize for the foolishness and so sorry that things didn't. And when I really thought about it, you were trying to help and guide me and all of that, and I just didn't get it. I really did appreciate that, but I think we live in a world now where people just don't want to invest the right amount of time to be in a loving relationship. And people
Yeah.
always say, oh, it takes so much work to be in a relationship. It takes so much work to get up and go earn a check on somebody's job. It takes
Amen.
so much work for you to clean your damn house. It takes so much work to do
Amen.
a lot of things, but you don't want to spend the time to invest in love. You don't want to be in a committed relationship. I applaud my friends that got married during this pandemic. I think
Me
I was
too.
like, baby, you got married in a time of uncertainty and still made it happen. So I don't know why we are a plethora. Ursula so silly talking about what's a plethora? A bunch of folks, a bunch of
Hey,
people.
Miss Ursula, we
Hey,
love
Miss
you,
Ursula,
sweetheart.
I can't stand her. Hey, Lynn. I
Hi,
love
Miss
you, Lynn. Lynn said
Lynn.
she would love to be 50 again. Lynn, you 50 forever. We love you for
That's
that.
right.
Yes. So,
Amen. That's right, Miss Chanel.
amen. Right. So, I don't know. What do you think?
As I like you, I've been married. I say, when people ask me, what's your marital status? I'm happily divorced, and I'm okay with that. I'm still working on K Renee. I'm grateful for the relationship that I had, and I'm still healing from that relationship. But I'm also always open. Do I ever think I would get married again? I still don't know. Would I like to be in a loving relationship, a committed relationship? Absolutely. But I also know too, I want to take care of me. I think, especially within these last 10 or 15 years, I have been that caregiver to my family. And I don't regret that, because now my parents, my beloved parents, are right here with me. But I think that I like the letter reads. I believe, and I'm putting it out there. I will find love when I truly least expect it. It will just smack me in the face and say, "Hey, K Renee, here I am. What are you gonna do?"
Right.
So, but until that time, though, I'm gonna take care of Karen. I'm gonna try to get Karen together, which it reminds me of a call a certain person that we just had earlier this week. I
Yeah.
want to get myself healthy. I want to get myself healthy spiritually, financially. I've got to get Karen together. So when that person is ready to say, "Oh, how you doing?" I will say, "I'm doing fine. How you doing?
How you doing? I
How
get
you
that.
doing?"
I really do. I really, I
So
don't know. I feel that the ultimate person for me is not here in Chicago. And I have been saying that for
you have.
years and years and years. When I traveled extensively as a flight attendant, I met some of the most phenomenal people around the world. When I was a travel editor, I met just some of the most amazing people in my travels. And I just feel that whoever is meant for me is somewhere sitting on a bar stool right now with a pair of Birkenstocks on. Look, somewhat of a hippie, and we are destined to walk into the sunset together. I just need to take myself to where that vibe is at.
You and
Yeah.
we think a lot alike because I was told by a medium that my person is not here in Chicago. I was told that because, like you, I have traveled in my career as an auditor through my 25 plus years, and I've met, like you, amazing. I mean, amazing men. um, so
Honey, so have I.
amazing.
Amazing.
um, and
I,
I
right,
really,
right,
I'm that free spirit, and a lot, and I've said this to you on many occasions privately, and I'll say it publicly. A lot of men can't handle this. They cannot, and it's okay.
right,
Because if
right,
you can't handle it, then you're not the one. It's
right.
okay. You do you. I'm gonna do me. But as I'm, going through this journey that we call life, I'm gonna take care of me because I truly believe that individual is gonna smack me in the face and say, "Where you been? I've been looking for you all this time, and where you been?" I'm like, well, how you doing? So,
Yeah, yeah,
I with the pandemic, I'm a very passionate person. I miss the intimate interaction. I like to hug. I'm a hugger, so
mhm,
I want to be hugged, but I also
mhm,
know that when it's time, when it's God's time, and that's what happens with maturity. When you're young, you don't think like this, but as you get older, you realize when it's truly God's time, everything everything will be seamless.
yes,
Everything will fall into place. And then when it
yes,
happens, all you do is you look up and you say, "Thank you, Lord.
yes,
Thank you,
yes.
Lord,
I
for
love
giving
when
me discernment."
yes, Lynn says she has been divorced for 21 years and never been happier. And that's what a lot of people have told me that have been married before.
Hmm.
Oftentimes abusive marriages,
Yes.
relationships, being unequally yoked with someone,
Hmm.
all of that. And so I get that. I really, Watika just said, "Go, Lynn." I know, Lynn, we very proud of you. We are.
Absolutely.
But then, I got to play the devil's advocate here. As we said on Monday night show, every now and then you want somebody to rub on your booty. You want
Heck
somebody,
yeah. I
or as they say in
and,
sign language, look, this is
and,
booty.
and,
You
and
want
wait a
somebody to
minute.
rub on your booty. You know
And
what I'm
I've
saying?
been and I've been told I have the perfect one. So you doggone right. I would like that shit. I want to make sure it's still working. Heck yeah. But
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Since we are very honest, our audience
mhm.
appreciates us being honest and all of that. Is it okay in this day and age to have a maintenance person? You know what I mean? A maintenance person. And here's the deal: this person may not be perfect relationship material. This person, Lord, I hope I don't get myself in trouble. But but I know a lot of women, oh, I don't even want a maintenance person. I don't even, but I'm thinking if you know who it is, they clean, they safe, you got the paperwork, they pedigree, then because
here's here's my thing. Before the pandemic, I've had maintenance men, okay? But here's the thing. We've had that conversation. I let them know what lane I'm in, and they better let me know what lane they're in. So there's no misunderstandings, right?
okay, all right.
So if they're a maintenance person, I mean, nowadays, I would really, honestly, I couldn't have a new person be deemed maintenance, not a new man. He
Okay.
had to be someone that I've known for a
Okay.
while,
Yes.
perhaps,
Yes. Yes.
and have a level of trust. But
Right.
again, even in that, there has to be communication. So no
Mhm.
one's feeling somewhat different. I think, if you're able to, yeah, friends with that same thing, friends with benefits, Miss Watika.
Right. Right.
If
Right.
as long as you're able to have that discussion, I think it's okay. But I couldn't do it a new man. I wouldn't do that. I
Okay.
would not, if I met someone new who was in my age group, who, we had great conversation, and he's like, I just want you for mate. And I'm like, no, no, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's not gonna
Okay.
work for me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm curious to know. Again, you guys mark your calendar Sunday, June 13th from 4 to 8 p.m. South Loop location. I won't reveal the location as of yet until we get all the ticket information together. But the original Real Deal Relationship Chat is coming back. We're
Yay.
having it in a very safe space. This space is huge that I'm having it in. Even though it's indoors, it's very airy. Plenty of room to move around. We're going to have music, vendors. Your ticket price will include food and a beverage. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I want everybody to come out just to talk about relationships, what we've been through, all of that great stuff. Tickets will go on sale starting next week. There'll be VIP tickets, there'll be regular admission tickets, but we are going to have a wonderful, wonderful evening or afternoon, early party, 4 to 8 p.m. day party, I guess they call those now, but it'll be the return of the original Real Deal Relationship Chat, something that I created 26 years ago.
Yes.
12 couples have met and gotten married as a result of coming to my events. And it's open to all people, black, white, gay, straight, whatever you are. We want you to come out, but we talk about nothing but relationships, people, situations, circumstances. A lot of flirting happens in the room. A lot
Yes,
of
it
people have
is.
met each other. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So
Yes.
definitely would love to have all of you all there. And we'll have a promo up next week and we'll start ticket sales. Okay. Yes, but this
Yes.
location, I don't want to reveal it yet because we're still working out the details. But the relationship chat will be coming back Sunday, June 13th,
Yay.
4 to 8 p.m. You will get food included in that price, complimentary soft drink or water, bottled water, and we will have some kind of iced teas and lemonades. That's all I'm gonna say. Iced teas and lemonades. Those are sold separate. Not your grandmama's lemonade, not your grandmama's iced tea. So I guarantee you, you guys would want to be there. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we will be following all of the guidelines of COVID restrictions, all that good stuff. All right. So, boy, we got more to talk about with relationships. I want to kind of talk to everybody about if you are going to get back out here and start dating again. You've been in the house for a year. You may feel you're a little rusty. You've even met somebody online and you say, okay, now that the world is opening back up, we want to now meet each other in person. Well, I do have a couple of things that I want to remind you all that you need to do this before you start going out meeting people in person. In this day and age, if you don't have FaceTime, don't have Skype, Google Meet, or whatever the case may be, that would be the first place that I would start with anybody that I'm thinking about going out on a date on. Is it possible that you and I can talk via FaceTime, Zoom, whatever the case may be, so that you can at least see each other, get to know each other. You can tell a lot about a person by their background, all of that kind of stuff. So that would be the number one thing that I would do. For a lot of you ladies and some men, if you do not want to give out your actual phone number, your personal phone number, you can always get a second line, or you can get a Google line or something like that, and use those lines strictly as your dating lines. That way you've not given anybody your number. I know somebody got mad at me one time, somebody, you didn't even give me your real damn phone number. No, because I really don't know you, don't know if you're a lunatic. And here's the deal. Many years ago, I had to end up changing my phone number because of
For that reason.
and we talking about this was over 20 years ago. And I don't give my, in a dating situation, I don't give my number out because my cell phone number is my business. And that's how the world communicates with me. So, but yes, another thing, make sure you choose a public setting for your first date. Now that things are opening back up, you are able to go into coffee houses now. Believe it or not, you can now go into coffee houses and sit down. A lot of alfresco places, patios are now open. So that's the best advice I would give for the initial meetup of somebody post-pandemic. And here's the deal. Carry your mask. I don't give a damn if they tell you they fully vaccinated or might be vaccinated, whatever the case may be. Wear your mask. Wear your mask, and that way you're safe. And then when you get there, you both are comfortable. You can take the mask off. Any questions or comments so far, Kay Renee?
No, you're doing right. In fact, when I was dating online back in the day, I had actually two cell phones. One was for business, the other was for dating. So even now, but because they didn't have, I don't think at the time they didn't have Google numbers, so that I would be definitely doing Google Voice as my, if I'm going to be dating, actively again.
Right. No, you're right. Because when this first started, I initially had a prepaid phone. I had one of them little tiny phones that was a prepaid phone, and that was my dating phone. And then one day I had run out of minutes on the prepaid number and was talking to some, they was fine. I was talking. And honey, that thing said, you out of minutes. I felt like I was in a prison somewhere. I said, I'm out of minutes. I said, oh my God, how am I out of minutes? So then that's, once they were able to get you to 2 lines, that's when I ended up getting the 2 lines. Oh my God, Booker T.
You aging yourself, Booker T. Beepers. Right. My goodness. They call pages.
I remember having my pages too. My pages. Are you kidding me? I used to love my pages. I did. I really, really did. Yes. All right. Another thing that when you do go out and date somebody for the first time, stop having too many expectations. The first couple of dates are dates where you really do need to get to know a person. Nothing pisses me off more than when I ask my female friends and even some of my male friends, so you went out on a date, you and this guy have gone out several times. I'll say, where did he grow up at? Chicago. Like what neighborhood, what elementary school, what high school? Oh, child, I ain't get to none of that yet. Do you know who they grew up with? There are key things that you should really, but most women, are you gay? How many children you got? How many you been married? All that. If you really interested in somebody and they really interested in you, you want to invest time in getting to know them. Where are they from? What do they come from? I was just on the phone trying to help a situation recently where this person said, well, I just don't understand, great person, does a lot of beautiful, wonderful things, but I just don't know. I said, honey, you got to look into the background of that person. And really on social media, somebody said, you expect people that want to make you a wife, but did they come from wife material? Did they come from people that are wife material? You know what I'm saying? Like, do they know what it's like? If their mother was never in a healthy, complete relationship or a broken and bad relationship, they may not know what to do. They may not know. You've got to realize we have a whole demographic now that don't know how to cook. We have a whole demographic now that don't know how to be housekeepers, all of that. So so you just never know. You never, ever know.
I'm with you on that. And it surprises me because, when I was growing up, I was taught to be domesticated. You got to learn how to cook. You got to do these things. And it truly amazes me that a lot of women and men just don't know these things that you're supposed to know. And, by asking certain questions, I mean, this is when you need to be a journalist, ladies and gents, to ask the right questions when you're getting to know someone. Like Art was saying earlier, but if you're talking about your parents, what'd your mom do? What'd your dad do?
Right.
Did they what are their hobbies? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? You can just, by asking certain questions, you can get an idea of the person's character and what. And again, as our dear relationship expert, Mr. Leon Walker, says, you get to know what season they're currently in.
Absolutely. Because, nowadays, to me, the backstory of a person is more important than anything. And
right.
I was looking at something on Facebook the other day. I'm telling you, this pandemic, and really, before this is all said and done, I bet you I'm going to end up going back to school and getting a degree in psychology and mental health and all of that, because I've watched a lot of people lose their minds this year, and this is strictly via Facebook. I've learned about a lot of people's behavior strictly through Facebook. I saw some people celebrating somebody a couple of nights ago, and I said, I wonder if any of these people know this fool's backstory. And it's not my business to put the backstory out there, but I said, I guarantee you none of these people know this fool's backstory. And this person back then was one of the biggest con artists God ever blew breath into. And now, because they've redone themselves, they become a proven business person, everybody is flocking around them. And I said, look, 10 years ago, they'd have been trying to get all of your social security numbers and names and running credit fraud on you. But it just, it is what it is. So, I don't know, but you live and you learn. That's how you put that. You live and you learn. Yes. I'm telling you, we live in a world now where people take it for face value. They don't do any investigation about what was this before it became what it became.
They may not do investigating, but your little sister.
I know, madam. Look, I know, madam. I know.
Well, everybody know about me. They're like, oh God, you don't want Karen's on. You don't want Karen to be looking what you're doing, because she will find out everything, and I will. I usually do. And
you the female Inspector Gadget.
That's right. I am. And it really it bothers certain people too. Like, how'd you find that out? I'm like, don't ask, don't tell.
Yes. All right. Well, coming up on our Monday night show, we have a really great show planned for you guys this coming Monday. As you know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We have a wonderful guest who will be joining us. He is a part of the national speakers of the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And he's the author of a wonderful book, When Screams Become Whispers, One Man's Inspiring Victory Over Bipolar Disorder. And what we're going to talk about on Monday evening is, a lot of times, as I said before, Facebook, just during this pandemic, has taught me so much about people. And you know how you say, so-and-so seems a little off, or something's not right, or they might be smiling, but I know something is really bothering them. And so Monday, we're going to talk about how do you bring the subject up to someone? How do you, if it's off, what I found is, and I know in the African-American culture, we don't want to say anything. We don't, I wish people have said something to me years ago if they thought something was wrong or off key or whatever the case may be. I would have really appreciated that, and probably would have benefited better if people would have cared and asked what was wrong or how could we help or any of that. They did not. And so he'll be here with us Monday night to talk about that, because there are a lot of people in distress, and we want to help people as much as possible. And then, as you guys all know, the Memorial Day weekend is next weekend. It's the official kickoff to summer. And so May is actually National Hamburger Month. And so we're going to have a hamburger expert join us Monday. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about the history of the hamburger. Matter of fact, I was in the car with a bunch of people this evening, and we stopped at a fast food place to get some burgers. And honey, I am definitely letting this fast food place know. I didn't put it on social media because I ain't want folks talking about you shouldn't have been getting food from there anyway. But the service was horrendous. Honey, the bags were so full of stuff we didn't ask for. We didn't get our beverages right, and we spent good money. We spent, yes, very good money because it was 4 of us in the car. And no, look, matter of fact, I got so many French fries right now, I could open up a whole restaurant from the amount of French fries. Right. We had asked
my favorite burger.
What?
But wait, my favorite burger, unfortunately, they don't make them here. I have to go somewhere to get them. So, and I hope to indulge in that very soon this year.
Oh, Fat Burger?
No.
Ponderosa?
No, you're so silly. No. In-N-Out. In-N-Out.
In-N-Out is coming to 87th Street.
Don't lie to me.
Wait a minute. If I'm not mistaken, the In-N-Out burger is coming to 87th and Cottage where Seaway used to be. Where that drive-through. Yes.
In-N-Out burger? Are you sure?
If not that, either Fat Burger or In-N-Out. But baby, if I'm not mistaken, I think In-N-Out burger is coming to 87th and Chatham.
Let me just say something about In-N-Out. For those who don't know what In-N-Out burger is, you need to go to the West Coast or in Texas. They make the best burgers ever. The double is just awesome. All they focus on 3 items: burgers, fries, shakes. That's it. And they're privately owned by the Snyder family. I mean, I know about In-N-Out. I was introduced years ago, and I was like, oh, my God. So if In-N-Out burger is coming to the South Side, Lord, that's going to be something.
Sweetheart, if I'm not mistaken, it's either them or Fat Burger. But they are coming to Chicago on 87th Street. I think that
would be a first. I've always said, because I as a consultant, I did some work for McDonald's, and I said to a dear friend of mine, I said, if In-N-Out burger ever comes to Chicago, McDonald's better pack it up because they make some good burgers, and they focus on 3 things. Let me just say it again: burgers, fries, shakes. That's it. They don't focus on no Big Mac. They don't focus on none of that. That's what they're known for. I mean, celebrities go late at night to In-N-Out burger. They have not missed a step during this pandemic. I guarantee you. So, oh my goodness.
Yes. Well, I'm
about to salivate right now for some In-N-Out burgers.
I'm sure I'm gonna look that up. But a black woman, if I'm not mistaken, is opening a place where that old bank used to be on 87th Street, because I read that. Keep in mind, with that Discover Center coming to 87, it's going to be a lot of things pop up and open up. Right. And with the Obama Center. So that's why we are yet trying to hold on to our Southside residencies. Because I'm telling you, every time I leave the neighborhood, I'm like, Lord, I need to be back in this neighborhood or back. But now it's all a mess. Crime is everywhere and all of that. Yes. No, they do not have one on 43rd Street. That would be ghetto In-N-Out burger. We talking about the In-N-Out burger franchise. Well, Tika talking about, I think they got one on
that. They have no In-N-Out burger on 43rd Street.
Yeah, we talking about that's your cousin. That ain't, we talking about the chain In-N-Out burgers. Yeah,
it's privately owned by the Snyder family. Go look it up. You can Google In-N-Out. You can find out the history of In-N-Out. Because I said, if they ever come to Chicago or the Midwest, McDonald's better start doing something different.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, what else we got to cover, my love?
Well, come June the 12th.
June the 12th
is your master class. You want to talk about your next master class, Mr. Art Chat?
Absolutely. So for any of you all that want to promote your brand, your product, your organization, believe it or not, there's a certain magic to doing that. A lot of people have started up great non-for-profit organizations within the last couple of years. And in order for you to get any traction or leverage with media or any attention, there's a certain way Booker T talking about In-N-Out Burger 42nd and Wentworth. No, this is not the In-N-Out Burger we talking about. No, we talking about the famous chain In-N-Out Burgers.
Yes.
That's interesting to see how that's going to play out. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think that's what they said was coming to Chatham. That or either Fat Burger, one of the two.
Okay.
But it's one of those West Coast chains. So I digress. So on June the 12th, we are having another one of my webinars. It is the Insider Secrets to Booking Your Brand, Product, Yourself to the masses, to media, to digital sources, print, any of that. And I actually, in this hour and a half seminar, talk to you guys about your brand. Where do you want to take your brand? What do you want to do with it? Here are some secrets that you can do to get more visibility with your brand. I guarantee you it is well worth every dime you're going to spend. You also get a 30-minute free consultation when the event is over. That consultation, you present to me whatever it is you feel you need work on, and we work on that within the 30 minutes. And so K Renee is a living testament of the event. Go ahead, K Renee. I'll let you talk about it. It's hard for me to talk about my stuff.
No, it should be. But like Art said, I call it a master class. He calls it a webinar. It is a master class. For those, as he mentioned, if you really want to get your brand to have some traction with media, I highly recommend you take this class. Art has a way of storytelling and really getting to the minutia on how you, Y-O-U, present yourself to social media. There's an art to it. No pun intentionally intended. You got to have the right lighting. You got to be able to be confident. And he speaks on that. And he just really gives you some tips on how to be better. And let me just say this. When I had my consultation with him, he was straight to the point. He said, "Hey, Renee, this is what you need to do. This, that, and the other. You know, I like this, tweak this, and you should be okay." And when I represented my video to him, he was like, right on point. So I would encourage all of you to, invest in yourself, right? This pandemic has taught us all that you have to invest in you. So take the time, register to booking@therealchatdaddy.com for the Insider Secrets successfully building your brand on Saturday, June the 12th.
Very good. So just so you guys know, the In-N-Out Burger on 42nd and Wentworth is not the one we're talking about. It does not belong to the chain. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but the In-N-Out Burger we're talking about very much has a logo similar to the colors of another fast food chain. They're very popular. Matter of fact, this is why In-N-Out Burger will never come to the East Coast. The Unicorn Burger brand will remain out of the East, will not reach out east of Texas. But if I'm not mistaken, I kid you not, I read where a Black woman was opening some type of restaurant. But by Monday, I'll have what it is. But it is one of the famous chains. But we're not talking about the one on 42nd and Wentworth. I don't even know if I would eat something out of something on 42nd and Wentworth. Hell, where is 42nd and Wentworth? I get my nails done down there on 43rd and Union. So I would have to go check that out. Because
oh my goodness.
I know where it's at that damn gas station. Yeah. No.
When he said, I was like, no, that's not the In-N-Out Burger. And if it was, it damn sure not there. We can tell you that now.
Yes, absolutely. So if you guys are interested in joining my seminar, it is Saturday, June 12th, 11 a.m. Central Time. It's an hour and a half long. It's really a great webinar. You will really enjoy it. I got tongue-tied there for a minute. For more information, send an email to booking, BOOKING, @therealchatdaddy.com. Again, that's booking, BOOK, @therealchatdaddy.com. All the information is there. We hope you guys will join us on June 12th. And then on June 13th is the return of the Real Deal Chat. Yay. The Real Deal Chat. And then don't forget that the Urban Global Traveler series with Chat Daddy is coming very, very soon. You guys saw a glimpse of the Bali stuff last night on social media. It's a lot of great things that are coming from the Urban Global Traveler series with Chat Daddy. All right, K Renee, what is getting ready to happen tomorrow night with you all on K and K?
We have a very interesting show. We have a special guest, Mr. Damian Trent, on Candid Conversations with K Renee, and my podcasting partner, Miss Kim Coleman, Sister Girl Speaks. Mr. Damian Trent, who is based in Texas. We're going to talk about gun control and responsible gun ownership. You know,
What?
that's a hot topic
Baby,
right now.
baby.
Responsible gun ownership. Now, there's some of you probably who are not really with guns, and I can respect that. But we're going to be talking about how, if you're going to own a firearm, how to use it properly. I've never used a firearm before, but if I had to, I would like to learn and be responsible. Because for those who really, if you have property, if you live in your home, you want to be protected. And so Mr. Damian's going to stop by at K&K, Candid Conversations with K&K, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. Pacific via Facebook Live. So you go onto our Facebook page at Candid Conversations with K&K and be ready to talk and discuss proper gun control.
Proper gun control. Proper gun control.
Proper
Yes.
gun control.
Proper gun control versus ignorant gun control. That's what a lot of y'all got out here. A lot of ignorant gun control. I know two people that ended up going past that shooting situation at that grocery store last night here. Two ladies, innocent bystanders. An innocent bystander got shot in the store yesterday. A 16-year-old shooting up people in the store. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I don't know what to do. I want to live in Mayberry so damn bad right now. I don't know what to do. I'm over it all. I am. Really, I am. Yes.
So I have a feeling this is going to be a very interesting, provocative, but hopefully educational discussion about what to do if you're going to own a firearm, how to use it properly, because it's gone beyond control. Because thinking about what has happened in our community, right, with police officers just, being the flippity with the gun. So it's just, I have a feeling it's gonna be good. I'm hoping that people will ask questions, because Mr. Trent is very knowledgeable. He owns a gun store in Texas, and so he's really is very knowledgeable about guns. So we will see what happens tomorrow night at 9 o'clock.
All right. Hey, Candace, glad you're there. Lynn just said great, K Renee, so that was perfect. All right. Well, with that being said, I feel like we've covered everything tonight. We really look. I'm gonna have me a Friday drink when we get off the air tonight to celebrate another great week of the show. Just to let you guys know, in the month of June, and we'll make a big announcement tomorrow. We're gonna have what's called summer hours for the summer, and it will start the 1st of June. Next week, we'll give you guys the schedule and rundown of how the shows will flow starting in June. But we will not be going anywhere. We'll still be here. And I'm creating new products, new shows that will blow you away. And we'll be able to air those shows right here. Candace, we appreciate you so much for being here with us tonight. Tika, Booker T, all of that. Yeah, we appreciate everybody. All right, darling, let's get that Friday Eve nugget of knowledge.
And this nugget is gonna really rock, because I posted it early this morning.
Did you?
This morning, it says, realize, real lies. I'll repeat that again, ladies and gents.
Please.
Real eyes, real lies, real lies.
That almost sounds like a haiku. That almost right. That almost right. For more information about this amazing young lady, please visit her website, karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. Again, that's karensnuggetsofknowledge.com. And look, I almost felt like I should have been like, yes, baby. Yes. Yes. Them eyes, them lies, them eyes, them lies.
That's right.
Jeepers, creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? See, there you go. Very good.
Hmm.
All right. Well, with that being said, darling, anything else we need to say before we skedoodle?
Thanks to all of you who are just support this show, support my big brother, Mr. Art Chat Daddy Sims. Just continue to, if you go to YouTube, subscribe, hit that bell for be notified on past, present, and future encore performances of the Real
Mm-hmm.
Chat Daddy Show.
Mm-hmm.
Just thanks to all of you for just sticking there with us. We are not leaving anywhere. And so just want to say thank you.
We appreciate you guys. We really, really do. Thank you to all of our faithful and loyal viewers each and every night. Without you guys, we would just be sitting here talking to ourselves. We know the world is open back up. We know you have plenty of options of things that you could be doing, but we want to continue this show. Believe it or not, there are quite a bit of big name people who have been watching this show, and they want this show to continue to move and go forward. And they just thought how ingenious it was to create something like this during the pandemic. So fingers crossed that this show will continue and other products will be added to this brand. What else do we need to say to everybody? June
Now look,
13th.
it's getting hot out here in Chicago. As Art said earlier in the broadcast, people, please be careful out there. I
Yes.
know this is the
Yes.
first weekend and we having some that
Yes.
spring has definitely sprung. We
Yes.
don't need any more. Let's do something nice this weekend. Let's have no shootings. How about that? No
Mhm.
shootings, no fatalities. If you're not vaccinated, if it's up to you, please get vaccinated. And even though it's still the CDC has relaxed the mask mandate, if you're not feeling comfortable, definitely wear the mask. Definitely have your hand sanitizer. And if you're not feeling comfortable with someone, don't let them be on you. Just say, you know what? I'm not comfortable. If someone even asks you, can I hug you? Just say, I don't feel comfortable being hugged. And that's okay. It's okay. Because we're not, it's not going to be over, ladies and gents. We're getting through this and we will continue to get through this pandemic. But be
Mhm.
wise and be careful.
Hmm. Very good. All right. Well, I know y'all hug me in public, so that's why I wear my mask until I'm seated or comfortable. Because baby, people hug me, they grab me, they hug me, they do all of that, and I get it. And I'm fully vaccinated, and I don't believe in living in fear anymore. So, I get it, but I will have my mask on until I'm seated or that I feel comfortable. It's enough social distance, but no, people grab me, hug me, do all that. I was out today. Somebody saw me and they just grabbed me, and I was like, hey, and I do miss those hugs. I miss the
Right.
hugs
I
and
do
the booty
too.
rubs. I miss the
I miss
hugs and
my
the booty
hugs,
rubs.
but
Hugs and booty rubs. Hugs and booty rubs. Sound like a
but
basket
okay,
hound, don't
let
I?
me just say this. If you're gonna touch my perfect posterior, you better have something behind it. That's all I got to say. Don't be touching it for free. Okay?
Okay. All right. Private dancer, dancer for money. Do what you want me to do. Yes. Hey, I'm a private dancer. All right. Well, with that being said, we love you guys so very
Yes,
much.
we
And again,
do.
remember, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. If you know of anyone who could possibly be dealing with thoughts of suicide, just not sure, right about a lot of things, we ask that you please reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That's 800-273-8255. Again, that's 800-273-8255. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. They are there to help you in your time of need. Next week, a lot of great guests coming up. Dr. Wanda Parker is back next week. Monday night show, National Hamburger Month. When you feel as if a friend or a family member is off keel, how do you talk to them about what's going on? Just a lot of different things that we will definitely be talking about next week. Great shows. I mean, boy, we got plenty of shows coming up. Business things, financial stuff, all of that. A great way to kick off in the month of May. And then June is Black Music Month. and it's Pride Month. So we're already working on a lot of great shows for next month. All right.
Excellent.
And finish out this month. On behalf of yours truly, Art Chat Daddy Sims, and the amazing Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge, we appreciate you guys so much. For more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. Also, put on your calendar the 12th of June if you'd like to attend the seminar, webinar on how to build your brand, get yourself out there, do the right things. But the 13th is the real big celebration and party, the return of the Real Deal Relationship Chat. Come out, network, mingle, meet some people, get whatever's off your chest. This will be really for a lot of people their first public situation, and I guarantee you guys the space that I'm using is truly big enough to accommodate everybody. We're only selling a limited number of tickets, but it's a very clean, spacious, airy place, and you guys will love it. It's indoors, air conditioned, and all of that. Yes. Okay. All right. All right, then. Well, we love you guys so very much. Be safe. Have a wonderful weekend. Do what's necessary. Do what's right. Love each other. Love all of mankind. TheRealChatDaddy.com is the website. Please subscribe to The Real Chat Daddy Show on YouTube and Facebook. Follow me on all social media platforms. Chat Daddy everywhere. K. Renee, I love you, my dear. Thank you again for another great show, my darling.
Oh, thank you, my big brother.
All right,
I'm looking
then.
forward to next week.
All right, you guys be safe this weekend. We will see you on Monday night, and we are out. Bye, beautiful people. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
It's the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome